I used to think my mother's obsession with the silver room in our basement was just a quirky interior design choice, but 3 months ago, a shattered pipe and a water damaged wall revealed that my childhood was actually a high stakes witness protection experiment I was never supposed to wake up from. My name is Mia, and for 24 years, I lived in a house where the windows were always double paned and my parents never, ever took a single photo of me. They told me it was because they were old school and valued privacy, but the truth was much more calculated. My dad was a high level forensic accountant who allegedly took down a major cartel before I was born, and the Silver Room, a windowless, soundproofed bunker, was where we spent every stormy night. Except looking back, it never actually rained on those nights. The revelation started on a Tuesday when a pipe burst while my parents were on their first vacation in a decade. I called a plumber, and as he was tearing out the drywall in the basement to reach the leak, he stopped dead and asked, "Hey, why do you have a professional grade server rack and a police band radio hidden behind your insulation?" I pushed past him, my heart hammering against my ribs, and saw a hidden compartment filled with passports, dozens of them. There were photos of me as a toddler, a 10-year-old, and a teenager, but every single passport had a different name and a different country of origin. My parents weren't just private, they were ghosts. And according to the documents, I wasn't their daughter. I was Asset 402, and they were receiving a monthly stipend from a private security firm to maintain the illusion of a domestic unit. I felt the air leave my lungs as I realized every "I love you," every birthday cake, and every scrape knee they de-kissed was just a line in a script. I wasn't a girl, I was a 20-year long-term assignment. I spent the next 4 hours digging through the digital files on the hidden server, and the emotional twist hit me like a physical blow. I found a video file dated 2002. It was a grainy CCTV feed of a hospital nursery. I saw a man, my father, walk into the room, pick up a crying infant, and swap her with a bundle of blankets before walking out the back exit. I wasn't in witness protection because of a cartel. I had been stolen to replace a child they had lost, and the security firm paying them was actually a front for a black market adoption ring that catered to wealthy, grieving couples who wanted a perfect replacement. I didn't call the police. I knew if my parents were tipped off, they'd disappear before I could blink. Instead, I waited in the dark kitchen for them to come home. When they walked in, glowing from their trip, I didn't say a word. I just laid the passports out on the kitchen island and played the 2002 video on my laptop. My mother, the woman who had tucked me in for 2 decades, didn't cry or scream. She just sat down, folded her hands, and said in a voice as cold as dry ice, "We gave you a better life than those people ever could have, Mia. You were a colicky, sickly baby in a state-run ward. We made you a masterpiece." She didn't see me as a person, she saw me as a successful restoration project. The shocking ending, I realized the black market ring wasn't just a business, it was a legacy. As I moved toward the door to leave, my father blocked my path and handed me a file. It was a dossier on a young couple in the next town over who had just lost a daughter in a car accident. He looked at me with a terrifying, proud smile and said, "It's time for you to start your own assignment, Mia. We've already set up your new identity. You're going to be their miracle daughter, and you're going to help us expand the network. It's the only way to stay safe." I realized then that I wasn't just a victim, they were grooming me to be the next generation of kidnappers. I managed to escape through the garage, but today I live in a city where I don't know a soul, staring at every happy family in the park and wondering how many of them are just assets playing a part in a script they didn't write.